unceded territories of Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Musqueam. It's an honor to be here tonight to start the program off, and I welcome you. Thanks for coming out tonight, and enjoy your evening. Hi, Tsapka, Tia, Salakwa. Hey.
What is weaving our humanity? We had conversations between long-term residents, new immigrants, indigenous peoples. We learned that everybody carried a desire to feel safe and feel a sense of connection. So weaving our humanity shares the spirit of creating a space for all people who live, work, and play on the North Shore to connect through hearing their stories. And tonight's theme is moving beyond assumptions to connection. So we're in the city of Glasgow, and the local people said, oh, this is the best karaoke restaurant and the food is delicious, and so that's where we went. And we get there, and most of the restaurant waiters, staff, were of Asian Chinese descent. And so the Chinese waitress came to our table, and what came out of her mouth shocked me. I don't know why, but it did. She said, well, can I take your order, please? What would you like to drink? And of course, I was making an assumption that because she was Chinese, she had to have a Chinese accent. Why me, as an Indian woman living in Canada with this accent, would put that assumption onto her, I don't know, but this is what we do. So it may not necessarily always be a negative thing, but it's not the truth. So how does making an assumption about somebody impact your interaction with people?
Being who I am, a short black woman, born to a set of hard-working Caribbean parents in England, and then becoming a teenager with a very thick accent in Toronto, I had to overcome a fair amount of assumptions about who I was and what I initially portrayed to those around me. I was exposed to different types of people and theater. I met one of my dearest friends there. I recall her talking away all cutesy on the phone, and as soon as she hung up, I badgered her to find out who she was talking to. What was his name? What does he do? Is he in theater? All the important things. Through tears and through the help of our mutual friend, that she was in fact gay. She never had a boyfriend. She didn't want a boyfriend, and she was so afraid to tell me because she didn't want to lose me as a friend, because I was so straight. How could I have assumed so many things and been so very, very wrong? I don't care if you're pink, green, or bright blue. You are my friend, and you always will be.
I have a Dutch background, so the assumption that you might have had is that why would I sing in Farsi? I should sing in Dutch. But I really love Persian music and poetry, and also my husband is Persian. He's sitting right there. And so, cultures are so mixed, and I feel such a, I have a double identity almost. Persian, Dutch, Canadian, and I think Milad, definitely you feel Canadian, Persian. Is there and part Greek? Wow, part Greek.
Jewish, Lebanese, genderqueer, agender spoken word poet. And a lot of the assumptions that are made about me as being either Jewish or either Middle Eastern is that I'm either Muslim or that I am Ashkenazi Jewish. I am not Ashkenazi Jewish. I'm Middle Eastern Jewish, Mizrahi. So there are a lot of assumptions that are made about me. And here is the story of one such assumption that was made in a food establishment. Our exchange smiles soon turned gunfire when I took a chance and told you that I'm a Lebanese Jew. A spiritual identity liberated from my family of pharaohs beyond the exodus of my bloodline. But you treated my faith, you assumed, Israeli-supporting Zionist sympathizer that built illegal outposts atop my occupied soul. You stood confused that I felt drawn to adopt another, as if I chose what bodies or beliefs I'm attracted to. Let me tell you that we are the same. And as a child born to this earth with love, I wear kippah and kafiyeh, skull cap and scarf, as proudly and fabulously as the colors together in the laws of attraction and religion. Just different stripes of the same rainbow flag. I am agender. An assumption that people often make about me is that I am male. My family immigrated here from the Middle East, and so I come from a background of toxic masculinity and a lot of male entitlement, and I never really subscribed to that. My mother was a single mother who raised my sister and I always felt that the gender roles in my family were more reversed, so that my sister was raised more like the traditional boy, and I was raised more to be more of the traditional woman. If gender diversity and identity can be fluid, then I like to think that my gender expression is a sponge. Arbitrarily absorbing liquid life, flowing multifaceted from purifying and hydrating faucet friendships and relationships, because gender identity and expression go far beyond the binary of male and female, or hot and cold. To them, I am only sink, whether full or empty, drowning between bipolar, borderline, and body dysmorphia, disorderly dishes, racked up reclamation through nourishment and return, wet and dry tears, rinsing my insides from the gender I've always identified as, but rarely ever with.
Together, they're creating an exciting breed of multicultural music, a true acoustic musical wonder. Please welcome Silk Road. Intermission, I invite you to check out in the lobby our reflections wall. So what it is, it's a wall with a whole bunch of post-it notes. There's notes that you can write on in a basket, and we would encourage you to share your thoughts, a word, a phrase around tonight's theme of moving beyond assumptions. And then we're going to use those reflections that you wrote to create a poem that will be shared at an upcoming event that the Center for Diversity Innovation and NSIP are hosting. So you have an opportunity to share your thoughts through some poetry. And also out there during intermission, please also check out an interactive weaving experience facilitated by Coast Salish weaver Chief Janice George. Reflecting on everything that you heard tonight, maybe some of your assumptions may have changed when you see a person who has a certain stature, We don't know what they're going through, but maybe as a result of this evening, you might respond a little differently the next time assumptions come into your mind about somebody in your community, or the next time someone makes assumptions about you.